we've sold this bill in the Christian faith that really the Christianity is just a really pure American dream.
Huh. Yeah.
And that God has a plan for you and a purpose for you that's tailored and curated for you so that you can shine, so that you can be somebody, because he's here to set you up. What do we say, family? Welcome to Simplexity, the podcast where we take seemingly complex matters and attempt to make them plain and simple. My name's Sammy Foster, joined with...
AKA Sandy Foster. We're back to last week.
I got it right. Episode 101.
Ooh.
Let's go.
101 FM. I don't know.
Shine.
Shine.
Oh, yeah. Good to be with you.
Good to be back.
Yeah. It's good to be back in the saddle. And we're picking up where we left off because last episode I left us with a little teaser, not like anybody remembers, or it was even intriguing. But the question was asked, right, Beck?
Yes. Yeah.
Which was?
If you could give advice to our listeners, what would it be?
Ooh. Wherein I thought that was a wonderful little jump off to sort of create some cliffhanger intrigue for what we were going to talk through today.
Yeah. So you said, I'm not going to answer that.
Yep.
But I'll answer it next week.
Right.
And so,
Here we are.
Right. It's
How
the
does that-
art of saying nothing.
what's that? Is that the advice? The art of saying nothing?
Well, politicians practice the art of saying nothing.
Oh.
It's like filibustering. It's like talking, and it gives the impression that you're answering the question when in fact you're just circular reasoning, talking, emphatically.
Word salad.
It's just total word salad.
Yeah.
So, but that was not that. Neither is this that.
No.
That was some word salad. This is answering the question, what is one piece of advice that I would leave the listeners? Now, this is I'm gonna just make this a disclaimer. This is my advice. I'm not, and it might become very obvious that this certainly is not your advice.
Okay.
But I'm gonna sort of tee us up, and you can either agree and or disagree.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll put my combative hat on.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. I don't want that. Okay, but
I'll put my ChatGPT agree with you hat on.
There you go.
I'm gonna tee it up like this. Have you ever noticed how exhausting, fatiguing it is to feel like every moment matters so much? Like every decision matters, every either not season, just walk through seasons and moments. Every decision feels permanent. Every conversation has a lasting effect. Did I say it right? Did I not say it right? Every setback feels like life is sort of falling apart. But it has this degree of intensity to it that can really be extremely fatiguing, can be very exhausting, and it can be a hope robber of where you start to look at like down the road and you're like, dude, I don't have it, I don't want it, and I don't see anything other than it. It starts to create a frame, a lens, if you will.
Let me unpack what you're saying a little bit.
Okay.
Well, not unpack it, but ask a...
Oh, you're going to do this. You're going to be that guy? Come on.
I already disagree somehow.
Haven't even got to it. You know what? I'm just not feeling it.
I've got a piece of advice for the listener. No, you don't. When you say every decision matters, do you mean like, let's say you, for example, the authority and the responsibility that you carry as a lead pastor, leading a family, X, Y, and Z. Are you saying everything I do matters because of the consequences or the ripple effects and how it affects other people, or is it something else?
I don't understand.
You don't understand the question? I'm saying define every decision matters.
Well, I'm using it in the very general sense of those that make decisions and the way that they view decisions. I understand that there are certain decisions in life that have implications and matter more than others, but I'm talking about the person where they treat every decision like it matters.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Keep going. And then
Appreciate that.
He's not
I
gonna speak
appreciate you. Here's what I'm saying. Sometimes, again, let's get back to the question asked me. Sammy, what's one piece of advice that you'd leave our listeners? This is very sort of personal to me. This is how I would frame it. Sometimes life is really, really hard for people, not because life itself is hard, but because we've made it unbearably hard. This has been my experience. Now, this comes...
It's feisty today.
This comes with a degree of, it would sound arrogant to say maturity, but I would just say tenure. I would say season, I would say age, that I've come to realize that sometimes people live under a weight of life because they take life far too serious. And that seriousness has a compounding effect that becomes, it arrives at a point of being unbearable. Life is heavy. Life is not joyful. Life does not have levity. Life does not have correct lens and or perspective. Life is like looking through a glass even more dimly than Jesus intended. It is because every decision matters with an intensity. Every moment or setback is like, oh, this is. It sort of boots what I was alluding to when John and I were talking weeks ago about this matter of seasons versus moments, that there is this dramatic seriousness that, if not identified in people, sometimes this is more prone to certain personalities and temperaments than others, but if it goes unidentified, it becomes a backbreaker. And sometimes it's been my experience that people need to sober up from drinking the constant Kool-Aid of mentality to pick their head up and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not that serious. And furthermore, let me just jump all the way to the end. It's not only not that serious, I'm clearly not that trusting of God. That I feel like that every decision is predicated on my wisdom. Everything that I'm left to carry is to be picked up by me. And you've never even been taught how to carry things. Many times it's not about the weight, it's about how you're carrying it. Every little setback is not this degree of finality. It's like we can get into this mentality where we take things so serious that it really is the joy robber of life. And really, sometimes it takes an outside voice or perspective to go, do you understand what your ethos is? Because now, let me tell you why I feel like this is pertinent for Simplexity. Because it's been somewhat my experience. I want to be careful not to over broad brush here, but this is really fertile in and among spirituality, in and among Christendom. Because a lot of times people do come to faith through a surrendered life, laying hold of the gospel, the atoning, accomplished work of Jesus, that, man, the process begins. But then a lot of people rely on, I'm going to thread a needle here, baby. They rely on their spirituality as a crutch because they just take life far too serious. Now, let's unpack that because
Okay.
I know you're going.
Yeah. In your unpacking, can you maybe include what does it look like to take life so seriously?
Yes. Yes. So life so serious, it plays from the inside out. Number one, it creates a disposition. It creates a disposition, it creates a tone, it creates a conversation, it creates a mentality, it creates a perspective. All of that is internal, and then it's played out external. It's played out in the dynamics of relationships. It's played out in the dynamics. Because one, typically people that take life far too serious, they struggle at being life givers. They're more life takers. So you have to minister to them more often than they minister to you. Mm-hmm. There's seasons for everybody, but they lack a degree of self-awareness, and so you're guarded around them because there isn't a lot of levity because they're turned inward. So personality-wise, it becomes a little cold, a little impersonal, a little unrelative, a little, dude, you don't have a bead on you, because everything really matters. What we'll do in spirituality is in the Christian faith, we'll get hyper spiritual, we'll get a little too intense. I feel like I'm broad brushing when I'm unpacking this, but it takes on a form that's felt by those around. You ever walk up to somebody and, man, you know, the occasion very much lends itself to a casual environment. Mm-hmm. You walk up on them and either, hey, how you doing? It could be as simple as, hey, what's going on? How you doing? What's been happening? Mm-hmm. Something, low bar. Mm-hmm. And way too quickly, it's, oh man, either the response is given with a problem, mm-hmm. okay, or the response is given with something that's really spiritual, and the other person that was rather casual doesn't know how to field. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing here. So then you're on your heels a little bit. Back to, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, I'm not. It's not too ethereal, right? Okay, but you feel in that moment. Okay, I need to level up in my intensity.
Okay,
because they're one of those people.
Yeah,
those people are as a result sometimes. Now, sometimes that's personality, mm-hmm. and sometimes that's just somebody that takes themselves far too serious and life far too serious. Mm-hmm. Let me give you the backdrop of where I'm coming from on this. The backdrop is I'm a creature. Mm-hmm. Created in the image of my creator, so that means that I'm chock full with a full range of emotions and personalities and temperaments and DNAs that have been washed in this biological process internally as I was being fearfully and wonderfully crafted. And then I came into this big wide universe, and I'm living on this little blue ball in the middle of this infinite space that's spinning rapidly. And only in moments of real sobriety do I realize I have no control. None whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Except the responsibility to make wise decisions because it has implications for myself and others. But outside of that, I'm not in control. Mm-hmm. I was sort of planted here by God's infinite wisdom and orchestration, and then I'm called the steward here, but really it's so much bigger than me. Mm. And I'm told by my creator my life is but a vapor. Yeah. You know, the days are long, the years are short. Hey, before you know it, we just talked about that.
Yesterday.
We did. It just gone. And so it really should, if you're able to zoom out. Like the other day, I was looking at this thing. You ever see this, like those reels that will like zoom in on a little island?
Oh, yeah.
And as it zooms in, it continues to zoom out.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is really the key to life. There is something really profound in one's ability to zoom in on a problem, is that we should continue to zoom. Just keep zooming, baby, because you can blow the problem up this big, but if you keep zooming, what happens is you get through it so that you're way above it, and you're able to go, wait a minute. It's not that serious.
Can I say?
Now, go ahead.
One of my favorite things to do is be on a plane, and not just because you're traveling, but it gives you such a perspective
Totally.
of how tiny and little you are. Like,
Yeah.
You just looking down and you're like, oh my gosh, I make things so big.
Totally.
But here I am, this is little person on this plane. Like even last week when I was in California, we were hiking through those mountains, and I was like, these mountains are massive. Like, I am so small and I make things so big. Why? God never even assigned me to carry what I'm carrying. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are my favorite moments, that it's a reality check. Like, no.
No.
Stop making it so big.
And you know when it's really real on a plane is when you're flying at 600 miles an hour and you see another plane.
Yes. Yeah.
When you see another plane and you realize, because it's really helpful to get outside the plane a little bit and
Yeah.
to see like another plane, and you realize that massive 747, 737, whatever it is, it looks like an ant in the sky moving, and it's a real moment of,
Hold up.
wait a minute, wait a minute, I'm really small.
Yeah.
But in the echo chamber of your mind, everything is really big. And then we live in a drunken society of seriousness and maximizing and optimizing and setting yourself up for success. That we live in a culture that if this is all you have, if this is it, if this is the be all end all, and all your joy is predicated on being found here and now, well then, baby, you got to take it serious.
That's all you got.
That's all you got. Ring it out for everything you got. And a setback could be a total catastrophe. But you know what? It's willing. It's rightful and rational and logical to hitch your wagon to it, because this is as good as it gets.
Right.
But when you see the truth of Scripture and that God says, hey, the sparrows of the field don't even worry about storing up, and I take care of them, the lilies of the valley, and in like manner, hey, for you, don't worry about tomorrow. For tomorrow is sufficient enough in its own trouble. But be present today is a real, I see how small you are. And what I'd like for you to do is see how big I am, and not treat it so serious. Now, I know that I'm speaking to an audience that has mixed, again, personalities and temperaments. So some could easily argue with me, I can't get there from here, Sammy. Nah, too big of a leap, Charlie. It's you're talking more out of your bent than, and I just want to appeal. I want to appeal to, I need for you to keep zooming, because because once you keep zooming, and the older you get, and the more simple you become, and the more lack of control you are then convinced that you have, the more life you experience. It's not me just trying to make a point. It's that I'm seeing that the seriousness of our culture, our time, our era, and people is really robbing them of so much life in the present because tomorrow's not even guaranteed. Okay.
Any example of what it would look like to continue to Zoom, maybe in a specific scenario or specific situation?
Okay. So let me give you a couple notes that I wrote as to why we have become so serious.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Number one, I feel like it very much is congruent with the culture and the modernization of society that we live in. What we've done as a collective, as a people, that we've bred the environment of which we're in. Number one, it is the pressure to optimize everything. Okay, so there's a pressure to be as maximum efficient in every regard, and that's only going to increase with artificial intelligence. That everything now will be, now, going back to episode 100, all of this is only going to compound the effect and the illusion of there's more to get. More is a poison. More is a poison, and more will make you serious. I got to optimize. I got to get my health in check. Hey, even when it's coming to anti-aging right now and even reverse aging and all of that's a serious matter. Let's talk about reverse aging. There's nothing casual about that. Truth be told, I watched the guy that has reversed his age by right now it's by 7 years.
Is this Brian Johnson or somebody else?
Fair-skinned guy. Yeah,
I think that's him.
Hey, he's pretty serious.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, it's Brian Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he's serious. Like he is hanging on by a very thin thread.
He's 45.
Yeah, he's what?
45.
He's 45 right now, so he has the age of what, like a 38-year-old?
18.
Huh?
18.
What?
Isn't that what his
Well, shoot.
biological age of an 18-year-old?
And he's
Spends
40.
over $2 million annually
Yeah,
on
that's
medical tests and.
And he looks serious.
yeah. Hey,
He doesn't look good, in my opinion.
Huh?
He doesn't look good,
Nope.
in my opinion.
No.
But
Okay. So number one would be the pressure to optimize. Number two is the cultural norm of feeling that you're always behind. So when you see everybody else grandstanding their persona and their life and this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, this is what's giving me joy. Meanwhile, it's imagery. It's imagery.
they're LARPing.
It's LARPing. It's LARPing. You start to feel like, I even hear it in my kids. Like, dude, I got to figure it out. So let's say you get out of college and you're looking at the whole what could be, which is a lot of smoke and mirrors. A lot of smoke and mirrors. And you're looking at the would be and you can't even get a job. Well, it's time to get serious because everybody behind you is going, hey, dude, what are you doing? Meanwhile, you're doing everything that you can. That's serious to you. Well, naturally, what you think is, I just got to take matters in my own hands, and I have to turn something on. I have to advance. I have to, and slowly, surely, but steadily, you're starting to zoom in. And you know what happens? God zooms out. So that's what happens. So it's the feeling of optimization, feeling left behind. Number three, social media makes everyone feel important and urgent. So that's serious.
Yeah. And that builds off of what you just said of
Yes.
keeping up with the Joneses.
Totally.
Here's what I'm distilling
Yeah.
is it's a matter of perceived control,
Yep.
perceived control plus perceived importance, self-importance. So
Yes.
your perspective.
Absolutely.
Is it all about you and is it all in my control?
Yes.
And it's all about more. So it's like wrong perspective plus wrong understanding of your control plus wrong goal of just acquire more
Yep.
through optimization
Good.
against the backdrop of comparison through social media, through other people saying, yeah, I did this and it's making me happy,
Yes.
is leading to, okay, I've got to do all of these things correctly. And you have to be serious in order to hit the mark.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all three of those things are improper goals. So you have three variables that are wrong, which is sending you
Yeah.
off the rails.
So let me give you one last one. One last one that I believe is the linchpin that creates the cyclical thing, is that all three of them then culminate in the one, and that is that you fear that you're wasting your life.
Ooh.
So when you start to fear that you're wasting your life, what you do is you reach over and you turn it up. That bzzz, it gets faster. So the comparison, the every setback, and now this is going to get a little psychological, but it's very biblical. Let me tell you what is at the root of all of it. The root of all of it. That's it's sort of an unspoken. And it's also a very spoken. It's this celebration of ambition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the celebration of what's your purpose? We've done this in the Christian faith, actually. It could make me angry. Mm-hmm. We've sold this bill in the Christian faith that really the Christianity is just a really pure American dream.
Huh. Yeah.
And that God has a plan for you and a purpose for you that's tailored and curated for you so that you can shine, so that you can be somebody. Mm-hmm. Because he's here to set you up. Mm-hmm. So what's your call? What's your purpose? What's your ambition? What's your dream? What's your this? And then when it's not being realized and you don't have it, you start to feel like, wait a minute, but they do. Mm-hmm. And wait a minute, I don't. And I just had a setback that's real life in a war-torn, sin-driven world. And now I feel like I'm wasting my life. And you naturally start to trust more in you and less in him. And when you do trust in him, it's because he's your sugar daddy in the sky that can actually, if you get your heart right and you lean into him, then he'll give you what you want, which is twisted at its root, that only creates more seriousness.
Wow. I think we need to just take that little clip and broadcast it. Because that was very... That's eye-opening to me. That's convicting to me, particularly this point of wasting your life. Because, and I'm gonna not push back, but I want your take on a little bit of a flip side of it.
Okay.
So one, I think I have an unhealthy tendency to feel that sense of like, okay, am I being? I don't want to use this word yet. Let me give the example of my physical, fitness.
Okay.
I'm 30 years old. My thought process is like, man, why have I not taken advantage of, being more fit, being more, in shape or whatnot? I'm wasting my years. I'm wasting my youth. I should be at this point. Because here's the backdrop that I want you to lean into.
Okay.
The plausibility of it is we also want to be good stewards.
Yep.
There's something within us that reads the parable of the servants who took 5 talents, made it 5 more, took 10, was it 10?
Yep.
10 talents, made it 10 more. The guy who was given 1, was it 1?
Yeah.
And then buried it in the ground, didn't do anything with it.
Just
wasted the investment.
Right.
And he was reamed out for it.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, okay, what is that healthy middle ground of being a good steward, not wasting your life,
right,
but also not putting all of the stock in your need to white knuckle and control and take things really seriously and where's the equilibrium there?
Okay. Beautiful question. Beautiful question. I would say the equilibrium starts with it's got to start in a pure soil, and it's a life-giving soil. I'm much more motivated by people's encouragement than I am over criticism. Okay, so there's a certain soil that we prosper and flourish in. Mm-hmm. Number one, I would say that soil should be a soil of gratitude. Okay, let's get really practical. The gratitude is that in Jesus's encouragement, in Jesus's frame and mentality of how to view life and look at life and steward life, it was really driven through the frame of the daily. Mm-hmm. Of the daily. We're very down the road, future focused. We're like, what's your 5-year plan? Where do you want to be? What's your life to look like? We're very destination driven. Yep. Here we go. Jesus was very present driven. Don't worry about tomorrow. Today is all you got. Tomorrow's not even promised. Okay. So it starts with gratitude in this is the day the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. This is a gift. So you know what? I'm just going to take this gift and I'm going to steward it. The seriousness kicks in when it's like, I got to steward this one and then tomorrow. And then next week and then the month to follow. And I need to do all I got is right here. So I'm going to walk uprightly before the Lord in the elements that I need to make decisions over. I'm going to steward my temple today. And I'm really going to do it. So you and I were having a chit chat. Check it out, fam. I'm going to show you a pic. All right. So here's my little fitness journey that I'm on. I'm back at it. Oh, I'm back at the gym. I'm back, baby. Okay. So this is my 31 days.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's top secret.
Cut that.
Yeah.
Okay, so every day I have all 31. I just want to put a little X through. And I want to keep to these things. And I want to do them on a daily. I'd like to see if I can do it. Haven't missed one yet. If I do, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I want to try to get 30 of all of these criterias down. But I'm just going to steward today.
Yeah.
I'm going to steward today. Let me tell you something. This is a big deal for me because as a church planter, as an entrepreneur, there was a season of my life I was always down the road. Always. I want to fast forward this season so I can get to next season. I want to optimize this so that I can expedite that. All of that. No joy, no levity, no present, no gratitude. I ain't got time to be grateful. There's still more to get. So I would say to you when it comes to this matter of, wait a minute, I have wasted a lot of years. Okay, then don't waste today. And then don't waste tomorrow. But wring this one out for all it's worth. This is all you got because he didn't promise you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And to live in tomorrow while you're in today robs you. That's the life I'm talking about. It robs you. And I want to prepare today so that hopefully I'm able to take advantage of opportunity tomorrow. So that's just what that means is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Listen to me. That's not a little verse that Solomon provided as a must-do. That was an entire mentality of life. That's what, when he got to the end of Ecclesiastes, and he said, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. This was his dilemma. You have the enlightened intellect that is studied and read and been learned and had been, cultured. And yet his days were cut short. He actually hit death. Then you had the simpleton. Little folding of the hands, little slumber, no application, no ambition. In the end, he hit death. They both arrived at the same place. He said the one that feared God, loved him, walked according to his precepts, he said at the end, experienced death, but with an inheritance. The one that resisted, turned a blind eye, chased after the wind, he said, experienced death. Oh, his end will be met with a fool's life. Came to nothing, and no inheritance to gain. He gets to the end, he goes, so what's the chief aim of man? He said, fear God, keep his commandments on the daily, enjoy the fruit of his labor. And he said, because the death is the end of every man, and no one can avoid it. Meaning, hey, live this day towards that day, but live it as unto him, real open-handed, and enjoy everything that you get within these 24 hours. That
sounds pretty serious, to be fair. Death is the end for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And some their days are cut short. I think of people that I have pastored, walked alongside of, their days were cut far too short. And then there's those, man, they have wasted everything and they're still kicking.
Yeah.
It's unfair. There's nothing fair about the economy of how this all works out. That should be a reminder we're just a creature. And we have no control. You can try to optimize your life the best you want, but you can't dictate what somebody else is going to do that might have implications of what happens to you. All of that plays into, man, to live life so serious is, I think, to miss the point. You've missed the plot. The plot is that I'm a redeemed sinner in the hands of a sovereign God. And the only thing that I should take serious is knowing him. Outside of that, he takes everything serious for me. I love, my father used to say, Sammy, if you take yourself serious, nobody else should. Because it's a convinced mentality that I'm in control. So I do have to make decisions. But you look at the life of Jesus, 3 years he accomplished his earthly mission. 3 years. He had so much to do and so much to display and so much of an example to leave, yet he was never rushed. How is it that truly, he's our great God and King, big brother, Savior, Lord, example set before us? How is it that the King of Kings came truly carrying the weight of the world on him, truly, and yet would sit with sinners and break bread?
Yeah.
If that's not an example for us to... Now, hey, he carried it so that I don't have to.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm following him. I understand this can sound really, really beautiful, Sammy, but really impractical. I think it's very practical.
Yeah.
If you take the example of Jesus.
Yeah. And he was someone who carried the weight of the world quite literally. But he was also somebody that those sinners, those people wanted to hang out with.
Totally.
So if he was overly, serious and like, nobody's going to want to be around that. So I know I've mentioned before, The Chosen, but that's one of the things that I like is it breathes a little bit of the personality, the levity, a degree of levity. Anyway.
I don't think people talk to Jesus and he was looking over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me find a better conversation. Jesus was present with people. That's the type of people you're drawn to. You don't. People aren't drawn to people that make them feel like a number.
Yeah.
or that you're good enough until I find a better opportunity. Jesus, that was no way that was him. He had an urgency, but he didn't have this intensity. Neither did he walk with this anxiety. How terrible would that have been? Follow me, everybody.
Yeah. It's going to be hectic.
You know?
Yeah.
At certain moments, he did have an intensity, but but that was balanced with a real levity.
Yeah.
And a beauty and an ease of, and he's the one that knew the end from the beginning. So I just want to give some identifying factors, and we're going to bring it in for a landing. Okay. All right. This is what it looks like to take yourself too serious.
Oh.
And life too serious. Okay.
So I just asked some of these questions out of order. That's all.
That's it. A quick telltale. This is a little rudimentary, but this is a telltale. Is you always need to be right. If you can't be wrong, you are taking yourself way too serious. And if being wrong threatens who you are, okay, we got a whole nother thing we got to talk about. That's another episode. Okay. Number 2, overanalyzing how people perceive you. That is way too serious. Just be you. And then change the parts of you that suck.
Oh.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
And you got today to work on it. but don't need to be right. And if there is parts that you know that sucketh about you, hey, work on those for today.
On today, yep. Part of the stewardship of today.
Right. Feeling offended far too easily, okay? Taking this thing way too serious. And you take people serious. If you take you serious, then naturally that breeds into where you take people serious. People are not to be taken serious. There is a part of that is really, really balanced.
Yeah.
People, we are chock full of emotions and moods and chemicals and balances and imbalances and seasons. You got to roll with it, baby. Don't grip the gunnel too hard. You know what a gunnel is?
No.
That's the side of a boat. Let's go. Number 4. You turn every inconvenience into either a season or your identity. Oh, this is me. This always happens to me. I knew today would be like this. I had a feeling. Number 5, living emotionally dramatic lives.
Oh.
Just, you got to anchor those emotions somewhere. That's the beauty of Jesus and his gospel. That's the beauty of zooming in and then zooming through it to where you go, wait a minute, I'm a little creature on this big blue ball. If God's eyes are on the sparrow, he's on me, and he has prepared eternity ahead of me. I'm going to roll with it. But manage your emotions. Don't let social media do that. Make sure that you have good counsel that allows you to see a balance in that or speaks to the imbalance in that. That is absolutely imperative. And then here's what I want to leave us with. Is that joy is exceedingly spiritual. Meaning that when Jesus said that I've come that you would have life and life to the full, a lot of that means that there's going to be a lot of joy to be had when you get your frame right. When you get the fruits of the Spirit at work within you is love and joy. That a joy to be able to go, I don't need to carry that. And I don't need to treat it that serious. And it doesn't need to be that intense. And this is just a moment. It's not a season. And I don't need to be so easily offended. And I don't need to be right. And I don't need to manage every conversation in my thoughts and in my, mind as to, did I say it right? Was I perceived right? Was that right? Do they think of me right? All of that. Man, joy is truly spiritual, but joy is typically a result of perspective, of not. I think the older that I get, Boots, the more happier I'm becoming.
Yeah.
Because it's a greater realization that I don't have to control it. I know the one who does. And he's the one that's sort of cleared the path and paved the way thus far. I live in his good graces. I'm happier than I walk up right before him, and I don't have to live according to secrets. Secrets are a snare and a poison. It also creates a duplicity that I want to personify. Everybody lives according to some sense of Napoleon syndrome. I want to personify who I really am. Totally get it. Join the club with all the other hypocrites and impersonators, and I'm one of them. But there does come a time of where you're not so masquerading, where you just go, I'm too tired. Either you like me or you don't. But here's who I am and what I am. And you start to realize, well, that's a lot lighter.
This is kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't have to carry two people.
Yeah.
There's just one. That's enough.
Yeah.
And so joy becomes really spiritual. So, seriousness does not equal maturity.
Yep.
Sometimes when I coach young preachers and like their default when they speak and they're not really and they're nervous, their default is to get intense. Okay, so because if I'm nervous, but if I get intense, then you'll take me more serious. That's the equivalent. That's the psychological exercise that they do. Intensity equals maturity, and maturity equals take me serious. You know what?
Yep.
That is a wrong economy of thought.
You said heaviness doesn't equal holiness.
Heaviness does not equal holiness. Yeah. Sometimes levity equals holiness. I'm light. Yep. Traveling light, baby. Okay. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit, and Christians should feel deeply but not live consistently burdened. There are times. Hey, I'm going to close with this.
Give us some practical ways.
Okay. All right. Let me give you some practicals, and then I'm going to bring it in for a landing. Connor, you look like you got something to say over there. Okay. Okay. Practical ways to live lighter. All right. We're going to rapid fire. Stop trying to control outcomes. Make your decisions and trust God with the outcome. Play your part and let God do his part. It's a beautiful way to live life. I'm going to make decisions, trust him with the outcome. Laugh more. And if you don't know what to laugh at your daggone self at how crazy you are.
Yeah.
And how ridiculous you are at times. I sometimes will see me and go, you are a clown, Sam. I can't believe you do that. You said that. You thought that. Sometimes it's good just to laugh at you, because I'm sure God does.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, this has got to be so comedic to him to peer out of the corridors of heaven into this where all these little ants are running around serious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like we're holding ourselves up here. Okay. Just go ahead and laugh at yourself. Put your phone down more. Put your phone down, because this is a serious box, unless you find yourself on a really good algorithm. Because I was on the plane the other day, and I was literally laughing out loud. Okay? Stop narrating your entire life, but curate your day the best of your ability.
What do you mean narrating?
Narrating. Planning out every destination, every threshold, every have to get to. Goals aren't wrong, but where goals then determine your expectations, largely they lead to your frustrations. Take a big swath and go, Lord, this is the desire of my heart, that it would look something like this. But I'm gonna steward this day. If this be you, bless God. I'm going to walk toward it. But if it's not, I trust you. You're going to reroute me.
Yep.
That's a wonderful, open-handed way to live life. You're not even keeping the plane up. Let it go, and let him take the wheel.
Let go and let God.
Okay, lastly, a couple more. Let small things stay small. Let small things, keep zooming, baby. And you're going to back up to where you realize, wait a minute, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Practice gratitude on the daily and pray before spiraling. I'm gonna end with this. Two little things. Look, we went 50 minutes, and then I'm gonna ask Connor his thoughts. My father was there was few things that he took serious. Okay, I'm a byproduct of my old man. Let me tell you why. Because as I've said before, number one, at 16 years old, he walked into his bedroom and saw that his father, my grandfather, had taken his shotgun, my father's shotgun, put it in a vise, blew a hole in his chest, and laid his head down on my father's bed. So my father found him like that. That'll do something to you. Naturally traumatic, naturally horrific, but it starts to create the economy of what's heavy and what's not. Okay? He then married his high school sweetheart, 19 years of age. By the age of 29, she had passed. She spent, out of those 10 years, 9 years with leukemia and Hodgkin's disease. He watched her wither away. What was there the night that she took her last breath. And he was in the hospital room when, after 2 weeks of not being able to talk whatsoever because she had sores in her mouth from over radiation, her last words were, "Jesus, you're so beautiful. Please take me with you."
Wow.
That's the last thing he heard her say as he was staring out the window at the University of Maryland into the streets of Baltimore. Swung his head around. He said it was as if she spoke like she didn't even have a sore in her mouth.
Wow.
So he watched her then take her last breath, not but 30 seconds later, that was it. Watched my older brother, Scott, walk away from the family, walk away from the faith, only to find out, he spent his whole life trying to find him. Never did, hired private investigators and people. Actually, it was made aware of us but about a year ago that they found him dead in L.A. Okay, that was his first son from his high school sweetheart. That was my older brother. And so my father had an economy of only take serious what needs to be taken serious. But a lion's share of what you're taking serious, Sammy, doesn't even rate. Now, I could only hear that from him, but I had to walk and live my own life only to realize that. You can't impart that. Some things are taught, a lot of things are caught. It's taken me a while to catch it, but now I go, oh my gosh, this is what he was talking about. But he saw heavy, so it gave him a levity for everything else in so many ways. So my father would see me at certain times go, "Hey, Sammy, cool your jets. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Hey, Sammy, you're making a small matter a really big matter. That's not a big matter. Ride with it, baby. Ride with it. This too shall pass. You shall see. What's causing you sleeplessness in life, and what you're in your echo chamber about. Actually, this is a blip on the radar." And then he would say things like this: "Sammy, make no mistake. If you were to go out here this afternoon and wrap that car around a telephone pole, people would mourn you. People feel sad about the absence of you." He said they'd have a big wake for you. He said, and then they'd have a funeral for you. He goes, "But do know this, that night post your wake, your funeral, they're still going to be cutting their steak. They're still going to be drinking their glass of wine. They might be talking about memories they had with you, but they're going to be talking about the affairs of this world and the things that weigh them down. You'll be a bygone memory in no time at all." He goes, "Now, the bigger the impact you have, the more that they'll remember you." He goes, "So maybe you'll get a week out of it." He goes, "But come Monday morning, they're back to work." And he goes, "You go into the ground, you'll become forgotten, and the kingdom moves on. You're not that big of a deal, and the world is not hinged on you." He would say that, and I remember when he used to say it when I was so full of ambition, I was like, well, that's sort of ignorant.
Yeah.
And that was a testament that I thought way too highly of myself. It's only come in life that I've thought, all that I worry about isn't even going to matter a few years from now. All that I'm hinging my life on, 100 years from now, my great-great-great-grandkids won't even know my name. The furniture in my home that I've Amazoned or looked at, or I've thought, man, I'd like to get some of that, that's going to be laying in a landfill somewhere. Just cheap old junk, wood, plastic, and the like. It's going to go back to dirt and fertilizer. And so much of what happens when we zoom but we stop, we make serious when really it's not that serious. So actually, I had a second story, but I'm not going to tell. It was a good one.
What? Tell it.
No, because we're at 55, and I want to hear what Connor's got to say. Okay. Get in the mic, Connor.
Okay. I'm coming. So really, you covered a lot of the things that I had written down as you were talking. The couple things that I kind of had to take away is that, to me, it kind of sounds like the subtle lie that we're being told when people take things too seriously. The subtle lie of it all, it seems to be the same lie that the devil told in the beginning. The devil is finding new and unique ways to repackage the lie that we can be like God in some way other than doing what he says and being in relationship with him. And I remembered you said it from stage a couple times, Sammy, where you had said this woman had told you, Sammy, you have but one choice. You remember, what was that quote again?
Yep, Sammy, you have but one power, and that's the power to choose. And you have but one choice, and that's to whom you will yield.
And that choice is within every decision that you make.
Come on, man.
It's not, it's your decision to follow Jesus is to be yoked to him, just like it says in Matthew 11. Is being yoked to Jesus means that you're not responsible for the direction in which that ox pulls you.
Hey, amen.
You're just following along and getting invited to do the work that he's already set before you.
That's right.
So that was it.
Hey, that's perfect. So in summary, what Connor has said and what I am saying is that really at the end of the day, Christianity is about surrender. It's about surrendering, not a one and done, but a daily. And surrender creates lightness. Why? Because surrender to God actually brings freedom to us. It's for freedom that Christ came to set us free. What he's saying is, give me you, and I'll give you freedom. Freedom and life and lightness and the like. And the world keeps spinning into greater and more felt anxiety because it's imprisoned by the idea that we're in control and that we have to carry the weight of the world. I believe the levity should be one of the most notable things about the sons and daughters of God that we're following. I'm not saying it's not hard at times. Man, life is chock full of rough seasons. But even in the rough seasons, you see them for what they are because you're following great God and King. Where to, Boots?
The celestial city.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. No,
That's
man,
it.
I feel like you were on another level with this one. Seriously.
Oh.
This is very helpful for me, very convicting. I'm sure the listeners would agree. But I would just add that you are someone I think that does this really well. And not to just blow smoke, but seriously, your ability and your devotedness to stewarding the day, to surrendering control of the things that are not your responsibility to carry, your ability to have proper perspective, you not taking yourself too seriously. Like, Hannah and I have talked about this. I don't know. We may have shared, but we all the staff. Many of the staff found themselves in a very spiritual environment one time, kind of serious, kind of intense, and Hannah and I had this agreement that we were going to watch you. We were going to look at you to see how serious is he going to take this. And the caveat is, you can do that. You can have a lightness. You can have a degree of levity, because you take Jesus and your relationship with him and the choice of who will you yield to him very seriously. So it's not like this just blatant, no, he doesn't take anything serious. No,
Wow.
you take the right thing very seriously. And that is such a blessing to people who get to look at how does he walk? How does he carry himself? What lightness does he walk with, being yoked to Jesus? And it's so helpful to me, and I know it was to Hannah in that moment as well. But this was a great, I'd say, conversation, but it's mainly a passion point for you, and it's been so helpful. And I'd love to hear some of the thoughts or comments from you who are listening or watching as well, because this is a big one for me. And I think if we get this right, we get a lot right.
Amen.
So if we get it wrong, though, get a lot wrong.
A lot wrong. Agree, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening and watching.
Love you guys.